Hey guys, it's Elle here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Six of Crows. Now, I finished this book like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I wanted to put it down just to give myself a little time to think, I just don't like doing these things right after I finish it, because a lot of stuff is like too fresh in your mind, you want to just sit and mull it over a little bit. But my thoughts on Six of Crows. Oh my god. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. It's so good. It's so good. Now, I never read the Grisha trilogy, so this is my first time reading anything by Leigh Bardugo. I know her name. I don't want to butcher it. That's why I looked at the title. But the writing is amazing. The characters. Oh my god. The characters are just crazy. Now, the problem with books when you have like too many main characters is that either they're all too similar or you get really confused when you're like jumping between character to character. But the way she handles all of the characters and their introductions and the backstories and even like the way they speak, like it's all so individual from one another. Like you can read a sentence and you can go, oh, I know who's saying that, even before it like says who is saying it. So characters, A++. Amazing. The world building, of course, is top notch. It's like a movie in your head, and I know that's like a really lame way to explain a book, but that's literally how it was. It was like you could see the way they moved and the way they acted and the way they interacted with each other and like the world and everything. It was so believable reading it. It was believable, and that's like one of the biggest compliments that you can give to a book when you're reading it. And it's like sometimes you read a title and you know you're reading a book. It's like you physically have to go out of your way to suspend that belief and say, okay, this is a book or this is a movie. I can't go into it expecting it to be realistic. But this, the characters were so well developed, and like their reactions to things and the way they approach different things and handle the situations, it was so good. It was so good. It's like, it was one of those books that once I got into it, I couldn't put it down. So I finished this in like 2 days. Like I had been like slowly inching my way towards it because I just finished another book and I was still stuck in it. So it was a little hard getting into, but once I got into it, it was like, there was no stopping, man. It was so good. It's so good. I really like the way it was like split up into parts. So like you understood it was like, this is act 1, this is act 2, this is act 3. We're gonna move from here to here to here. And it worked really well the way that it was set up and stuff. And I really love having the map in the front of the book, because I have having the map in the front was really nice, because when they were talking about these different locations that they were going to, and I could like open the map and see, okay, where this is in relation to where this is, and yada yada yada. But overall, man, it's such a great book. Like, if you enjoy character-driven stories, if you enjoy stories where like the stakes are high, if you enjoy stories where it's like missions and where you have to overcome odds, stuff like that, like underdog stories, if you like those, you will probably enjoy Six of Crows. And even if you don't like them, still give it a try. It's an amazing book. It's 10 out of 10. No, what else was there I wanted to discuss? There's actually not much for me to say because it's just so spectacular. If I had any critique, it would probably just be the ending. Not that there's anything wrong with it necessarily. Like, there's nothing wrong or bad about the ending. Like, the ending is fine. It's just for me, and I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna try not to spoil it. It's just the way it springs up on you when you're reading it. I don't know. It's like there's nothing bad about it. And it's not wrong. It's not jarring. It's just something about it that I don't know. But forget that. The descriptions of things done really well. The feeling of changing environments is done really well. The feeling of like the way you can separate each society and what they believe in and what they do, that's done really well. I guess one of the things I like the most about this book is, again, going back to the characters, because it's so easy to create characters that are one-sided. For example, let's talk about one of the characters, Kaz, who is my favorite character in this book. Yeah, he's my favorite character in this book. So, I love Kaz, but the reason I love Kaz is not because he's just cool, it's because he's such a deep character. He's such a well-developed character that you just can't help but be impressed by how it's like all of the characters are just so real, and I keep using that word and I don't know if that's a good word to use, but it's the best word I can find. They're real. So like Kaz is supposed to be like the brains coming up with all the operations and the plans and all that stuff, but the best thing about Kaz is that that's not just his entire character. Yes, he's the brains, yes, he can do all this stuff, but there's so much more to him besides that the other characters in the book might not necessarily see, but we see, and it just makes his character so much better, and it's 110% cool. It's great. I don't know. It's just seeing a story, a novel with such well-developed characters. It just makes me so happy because a lot of the time, character gets sacrificed for plot. And I know maybe that doesn't happen in novels as much, because in novels yes, you do have a word limit, but you have a lot more time and a lot more opportunities to develop characters in ways that in like television and movies, well, not necessarily television, but in like movies and video games you might not. Because especially movies are so time-based, right? You have like 2 hours, and in those 2 hours you have to create a plot, you have to introduce characters, you have to give depth to your characters, and you have to get it finished. So when I see really good characters, like characters like you could take the cast of Six of Crows, take them out of this world, just drop them in like a coffee shop or something, and I would still want to see what they do because they're such interesting people. Like they're so well created, and I'm just using the same words here over and over, but I can't express how wonderful it is to see good characters, because characters drive your story. If you have a crappy main character who's just brooding and that's his whole thing, he just broods, it's gonna get boring and it's gonna get annoying. I'm gonna want to punch him, and I'm not gonna read any more of the book because that's all your character is, brooding and annoying. But when you have a character that's brooding and annoying, but on the inside he's also angry, but then at the same time he does stuff that's nice while still being brooding, but then he has this whole backstory that explains why he acts like this and why he's all contradictory. It makes it so much more interesting because there's so much more to go into there. There's so much more to them that you want to know about. So to see characters that are just so well done, well crafted, so interesting, it's just fantastic. Which is why I'm so excited for when Cookie Crooked Kingdom. I'm sorry. I'm so excited for the next book to come out because these characters are just so good. And I love this so much. I'm probably going to try to pick up the Grisha trilogy, but after I finish all the other books on my shelf. So, yeah, that's it for this video. I think you've had enough of me gushing over characters and explaining stuff that didn't need to be explained. So, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.